The fourth component is called word work, and the students are actively involved in spelling, vocabulary, social science words, and development through kinesthetic activities. And in first grade, it looks like this.
In our classroom we have, kind of like Angie has here, a very large area where all bins are labeled, and the students can decide how they want to practice. Their spelling words are, and I know in first grade, our phonetic focus for that week, the new vocabulary for that week, or the high frequency sight words that we're really working on. So students can choose to, one of the things we have in our room is a, upside down, it's called a word mat. The students can just take out the letters. I know they said, why are those, at the very beginning, why are those, some of those letters red and the others black? So we talked about those are vowels. And, oh, okay, and so we talked even more about what vowels are and how we're going to study each one as the year goes on. So then they take one out, and we talk about uppercase and lowercase, and then they put the word, if the word was, I don't know, like books, and they just take these out and practice putting, all the letters to spell the word. When they're done, then they put it away. Another thing that we use is moon sand. And then what they do is they take a pencil and they just poke in it to spell, to write all the letters in the word. They just think that's the coolest stuff. And sand. We also do, we're going to talk about some of the other stuff. Another thing that I found really great are versatiles. My students go and grab this book, like the very first page, and it's about rhyming words. And they set their versatile on top of it. And then I have to find the rhyming word. So this is picture number 1. There's a 1 in it, sock. And when they're all done, they've matched, okay, what word rhymes, what picture rhymes with sock. They put the tiles in. When they close it up and flip it over, the picture match is in the bottom of the page. Very independent, also working on words. There's long, different vowels, practice, short I, long. So wonderful, really wonderful resource. There's a lot of other things that I think Angie's going to talk about some of those things too. Oh, I should say, we also play Tic-Tac-Toe with the words of the week. I make a Tic-Tac-Toe sheet, 9 squares and 9 of vocabulary words for the week I really want them to know. And then they can play Tic-Tac-Toe with a partner, but the only way they can put their X or their O on that spot is if they know the word. And their partner verifies that they know the word. And I'm available, and we've gone over the words a lot. Another thing we do is play Go Fish with some of the spelling words and some of the phonetic. Do that more with the phonetic focus words of the week. And it's really fun to see them, playing that game and really getting to know all of those words. So that's first grade.
And in second grade, we start with the mini lesson again. And our mini lesson lately has been prefixes and suffixes. So they go to the rug, we talk about prefixes and suffixes, do a little activity. And then what they do is I have squares here. This is called word work choices. And they have different activities that they have to do with their spelling words. They have different activities that they have to do with their vocabulary words that go along with the story that we're reading for the week. And then this week we're doing human body. So they had to do 3 healthy kinds of activities. And basically what they do is I have them on the side table, or down here I have different things like, these are stamps, we have Play-Doh, we have wiki sticks, we have magnetic letters, anything that you can think of, beans, to just practice those words. It doesn't have to be anything exciting, anything that they can tactily use with their hands. They love to practice, and their spelling tests have gotten a lot better because of that, and they're understanding those vocabulary words and knowing what they mean when they're reading the story to us. So it's very exciting to see, and they just love word work time. They just are busy. I'm working with the group, and they are busy doing their word work time, and I'm able to work with students that need different interventions, which I've never had before. I was never able to take my students over to the side table and work with them on things that they needed, because they were always, Mrs. White, I need this, Mrs. White, I need that. They don't do that anymore. They know what they're supposed to do, and they know my job, what I'm supposed to do.
I use Working with Words two different ways. I use it with spelling a lot, where I also have the wiki sticks, the moon sand. They like to lay the moon sand out, and it writes very nicely with that. They can also clump moon sand like Play-Doh, and it doesn't dry out like Play-Doh does, so we found that was pretty interesting. Sorry, I was told to bring this because I have one of these. It's just one that we don't use. I brought it from home. And they type their words, so then they're also working on their keyboarding strategies as they're doing it. And they really like this, and I only have one, unfortunately, so then we take turns and make sure that we're sharing the keyboard. For the stamps, I also have stamps. There's a resource on the Daily 5 website that has Write It, Stamp It. So I just printed off these and keep in a file. And I also have the ABC things, and they write it and stamp it, and they like that. For using it with vocabulary, one thing I found to really help them understand vocabulary for science and social studies and reading was just to give them graph paper, and I taught them how to make crossword puzzles and then writing it in a sentence so that it would make sense, and so that someone would know the meaning of it based on that sentence. We work on sentence structure and writing complete sentences for meaning there. And then math is also involved as far as structure, getting the strategic to make sure the lines match up. So we did that, and they did very well with that when we started, and they enjoyed it.